Let me hold your hand when I tell you that YouTube monetization can take a really long time. I say this because I'm going to show you another YouTube channel of mine, which is a monetized YouTube channel, but it took me like 1 year, 3 months to monetize that YouTube channel. So when you get started on YouTube, please, if you don't see immediate results, if you see low views, if you hardly see any subscribers, understand that when you are starting off on YouTube, that is normal, okay? And YouTube monetization, in order to get monetized, you need to have 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers within a 12-month time frame. Now, this is for long form videos, and you get what we call AdSense, right? So advertisers pay YouTube so that ads can appear in the videos. So sometimes you'll be watching YouTube video and then you'll see an ad will pop up, right? So if you are a monetized channel, some of that money comes to you, the money that advertisers pay YouTube. And sometimes you think, okay, are all YouTubers earning loads of money? I'm going to show you exactly what my earnings have been so far. I've been monetized on that channel that I'm going to show you for a few months, and you'll be surprised by my earnings, okay? I'm not going to reveal it just yet, because what I want to tell you is that when you are starting on YouTube and when you want to grow a YouTube channel, you may think, oh, but isn't YouTube saturated? I shouldn't be on YouTube because there are so many people and I can't win on YouTube. But it's not saturated. In fact, there's a need to have more content that provides value to the viewer. What do I mean by this? I mean, when somebody watches your content, they need to feel like, okay, they have been educated about something or they have been entertained. They need to leave your video feeling like they gained value from watching your content. And you may think, but Kish, by the way, my name is Kish. Hope you're well. You may think, but Kish, you know what? I actually don't have the equipment to start my YouTube channel. Do you know what? I am using my phone. I've always used my phone. And I know that sometimes we procrastinate and we say we need the fanciest equipment. I'll wait until this day. I actually read a comment from somebody who said, I haven't started my YouTube channel yet because I'm learning how to edit and I have to wait for my perfect equipment to arrive. And the thing is, by stalling yourself, that's not doing you any favors, right? You learn as you go along. You even learn how to edit. Because when I started my YouTube channels, I didn't know how to edit. I'm still not a pro at all, but I'm better than when I initially started. And that's the thing about YouTube. So much of it is about experimentation. But I think one of the biggest things that is holding you back from creating more content if you've already started your YouTube channel or from starting your YouTube channel is the fear. Oh my word, the fear is crippling. And I say that because before I even started YouTube, it took me years to get started on YouTube because I was so afraid, absolutely terrified of being seen by strangers, of the potential hateful comments, of trolls, of judgment from others, all of it, not being a perfect human being, not speaking perfectly at all times. I was just afraid. And then one day I was so tired of my fear that I was like, just get on with it. And I'm so glad that I did, because sometimes we build up our fears to such an extent that we stop ourselves from pursuing our dreams. And that's why with YouTube, right? Yes, you can grow in 2025. But in order to grow, you have to get started. And in order to grow, if you've only posted a few videos, you have to post more content. You do. I can't say to you, it's just like, wham, bam, there you go. There's your YouTube channel. It's a success. I'm not going to say that to you. I'm going to say it takes effort. It takes time. It takes commitment. It's like a real relationship, right? It needs all of it. And my word, it is a journey and a half. Oh my word, I have been frustrated with YouTube frustrated. Like when you post videos and nothing happens and hardly anybody watches. Oh my word, you're like, YouTube is just against me. Oh, this algorithm is just against me. And it can really feel like that. But what you have to understand is, even when you post content and if it doesn't perform that well, think about what could you have improved on that with that video, and then work on the next video. Don't dwell so much on the video that you've just published. Yes, learn from it, but also know that in order to move forward, you actually have to move forward. And to move forward, you have to create more content. And that's the beauty of YouTube. You learn skills which you can take and put in any kind of career, right? Because you're learning how to talk on camera, you're learning to be more confident. So how do you see your YouTube channel? Comment below and let me know. Is it a business? Is it a hobby? And either option is great. If it's a hobby, it's something that's so creative, something that you can look forward to. If it's a business, yes, you can also be creative, but you can also find ways to make money. So talking about money, many people don't know that you can make money on YouTube. Many people don't understand how it all works. And I don't blame them, because I'm a 42-year-old YouTuber and YouTube didn't exist when I was young. There was no such thing as social media. So for me to now understand that, yes, YouTube, you can make money off it, it's really, really fascinating. It really, really is, because I've always been in like a traditional work environment, right? And I never ever tried to work for myself. So now understanding that you can get paid with a YouTube channel, what? Oh my word, that's really, should I use the word cool? Why not? That's really cool. So, you live and you learn. And that is what I want you to know. Learning is exciting. Learning is enjoyable. It's also frustrating. I'm not going to say everything's rosy here in YouTube land. It is not. But what I'm saying is, get going, man. Get going. Oh, woman, get going. Get going with your YouTube channel. Even if you started it and you think, oh, but I created so many videos, but actually you've only created 10, 20 or 50. Come on. And if you haven't started, what's stopping you? What is stopping you? Remember, sometimes when we have this fear, we make it out to be so huge, but in reality, the things that you fear, those trolls, they don't matter. They're probably just hurt people. The judgment, come on, people will judge us irrespective of whether we have a YouTube channel or not. And you know what I'm going to tell you to make it a bit easier? When you are talking like I am right now, pretend like you're talking to a friend, one person. And what do I mean by that? When we are talking to a friend, we are casual, we are relaxed. We aren't like a professor, are we? No, we're just vibing, we just chilled. And I think that's what's helping me, because before I was like, ooh, so uptight, so serious. Like, relax, girl. So think that you're just talking to a friend. So I'm going to show you my earnings, and like I said, you are going to be surprised. So on this monetized YouTube channel of mine, I made a whopping $44.70. Are you surprised by how much I made? Whoa. I know that to many people that is not a lot of money, but to me, this was the first time that I actually monetized a YouTube channel of mine, and that I actually saw that YouTube, you can actually make money. This is the first time I actually ever made money online. So to me, I am very impressed that this actually works, that this is a thing, I think it's amazing. Online money, wow, amazing, right? So watch page ads, which is like long form content, $15.95. Short feed ads, $28.75. So most of my money actually came from ads that were placed on my YouTube shorts, and supers and gifts, a whopping zero. Okay, so I started this YouTube channel here that's monetized. I started it in June 2023, and it got monetized like 1 year, 3 months later. So it took a long time to get monetized. And then you would say, but you know what? How can this be worth it if you only got this amount? That's the thing, right? Other YouTubers get more money with AdSense. Other YouTubers also have brand deals, sponsorships, all of the other stuff. And then there are other YouTubers who are like myself, who earn about this amount through AdSense. And I have not been very consistent on this YouTube channel. That's why you see over here the earnings are so low. But when I was consistent, the earnings per day were higher. So it depends on how consistent you are as well. Okay. So you will see that in October I earned the most, which was $27.80, and then September $6.51. So it's showing you the different months, and it's categorized now from the highest month to the lowest month. So every month your AdSense money can change. It can really, really change. And people may think, okay, so what does playback CPM mean? It means how much advertisers pay every 1,000 times your watch page content is viewed with ads. Okay. And YouTube gives you all the data. It shows you every single thing. And so your CPM is different for every single video that you create. So in 1 month, my CPM was $11.08 in October, but in September, the CPM was $13.22. So it changes, right? And then you can see here, if you add it, you get all these other metrics like YouTube ad revenue, ad impressions, RPM. So let's click on RPM. So RPM, okay, April $1.57, July $1.39. So RPMs change, CPMs change, all those things change per video because some YouTubers do get decent amount of AdSense, right? Depending on their niche. Like if you are in a finance niche or tech niche, you'll be getting a higher CPM and RPM, you know. So if you're a cooking channel, your CPM and RPM may be lower than a tech channel and a finance channel. Now I know that you have questions for me, so I'm going to answer your questions. Do you need fancy equipment to get started? Absolutely not. And you say, but Kish, you have the fancy mic. Yes, I do. But I didn't start off like that. So I have my phone. So use your phone. Use what you have. You don't have to buy expensive equipment and get yourself into debt and things of that sort. No, use what you have. How do I choose my niche? Well, what are you really, really interested in that you want to share with the world that you know you can create hundreds and thousands of videos on? If you think there's something that you're interested in, but you think, okay, I can only create 50 videos about this, I don't have the excitement to create more than that, then that's probably not your niche. But what you can do is experiment. Try different videos, see what resonates with the audience, see what really resonates with you. And remember, you don't have to stay in one niche forever. If it's not something that you really truly enjoy, you can pivot, you can change and try a different niche as well. Should I script my videos? It's completely up to you. So I have a few bullet points, but I also talk off the cuff. It's just what resonates with you. What do you feel more comfortable with? And again, you'll only know that if you experiment. Some people have to have everything scripted word for word. So it really, really depends on what your preference is. And you'll only know that if you try scripted versus built-in versus having every word written down on a document. And you know, even when I said that sentence now, I was tripping over some words. So please don't expect to be a perfect human being on YouTube because none of us are perfect. And what is so important about YouTube is the human to human connection. Remember that. So when you are talking on camera, remember that you are connecting. It is the connection that is important on YouTube. You can have the most important information, but how is your delivery? And I'm not saying that you have to always be this overexcited YouTuber. No, because there are introverts in the world and people resonate with that too. There's a space for every type of person here on YouTube. And that is brilliant, don't you think? Also, let me know where you're watching from. I'm a small YouTuber. My YouTube channel is all about YouTube, what I'm learning along the way, and I'm sharing it, right? So if that interests you, do subscribe. How long should my videos be? Some people like to have YouTube shorts, right? Those are shorter videos, up to 3 minutes. Other people like to have really long form content. Some content is like 2-3 hours. You have podcasts on YouTube, which are really, really long. I do listen to long podcasts. So there is, again, an audience for short form content, long form content. See what works for you. Again, experiment. Do you like creating the short form, or do you prefer creating the long form? You will only know if you try it, and you'll only know if your audience likes it if you publish the video. Because I know a lot of people actually create the video, right? They have it in as a draft, but they don't publish the videos because they're so scared. Go ahead, publish those videos. Do I have to show my face on YouTube? No. Some videos where people do voiceover, so you don't see their face at all. You see images, you see video clips, etc., but you don't see their face because maybe they really, really don't want to, okay? And we're not saying forcing you to show your face. You have to also do what's comfortable for you. But sometimes getting out of your comfort zone is a great thing too. So you don't have to show your face on YouTube. What video editors are there? Well, I'm using CapCut. I find it easy to use, but again, try and see what works well for you. And remember, when you are first editing, you may think that it's overwhelming, and it's normal to feel like that, because whenever we try to learn something new, it can feel daunting. But practice doesn't necessarily make perfect, but it does make you better. So please know that. Don't feel like you are not capable, because you are more than capable. It's just a learning curve. How often should I upload? Depends on your schedule. You know, if you're working a full-time job, maybe you can only upload once a week. So see what you can actually balance out, because at the end of the day, you also don't want to be completely burnt out, because life is not only about YouTube. You also have to balance everything else. So maybe start with once a week, if that is okay. If you can't handle that, maybe once every 2 weeks. See how you go along. Remember, when you're first learning, it may take longer to create a video, but as you go along, you'll find that it's quicker to create a video because you can do things quicker, you can edit faster, you are able to talk on camera more freely, more naturally, so you don't stop and start so often. You know, you just go with the flow, you are in the flow. So understand that these things do take time. What if no one watches my videos? Guess what? Even like a year in, sometimes you'll feel that way. So it's completely normal when you're starting off that nobody watches your content, that you hardly get any views, you hardly get any subscribers. Don't feel like it's just you, okay? And work to improve your video, work to see, do I need to work on my hook, the first 10 seconds to capture my audience's attention? Do I need to make better thumbnails? Do I need to work on my delivery? Do I need to add more storytelling? Why is storytelling important? Because it connects us to each other, right? I'm here. I don't know who you are. I don't know where you are from. I don't know what your life is like, but I'm trying to connect with you because I'm trying to tell you that YouTube is really interesting. And if this is something that you want, you should go ahead and start your YouTube channel. And if you have started, you should keep going with it. So that's what storytelling is about. You know, I'm 42 years old, and I could not even imagine like a life with YouTube when I was younger, because like I said, it did not even exist. And I think that the fact that we can connect with people from all over the world with a social media platform like YouTube is exciting, and it's so educational, because I myself have learned so much from watching YouTube videos about content, about so many various different topics. And that's why I think it's so powerful to not only be a YouTuber, but also to be a viewer, you know, because there's so much to learn on either end, being the YouTuber or being the viewer. Can I make videos in my small room? Yes, you know, you don't need that much space to create a content. So don't feel like you need like a whole studio to create content. You can start with small rooms. Like this room is quite large, but I was also working in a smaller room before. So it's not about the space. Like I said, a lot of the times we focus on the space, the equipment, we focus on all these things. But I think that when you focus more on storytelling, the delivery, feeling natural on camera, those things really do count. Should I worry about my channel name? You can change your channel name over time. If that's stopping you from starting your channel, or you are just putting so much time and effort into your channel and your banner and all these other things, instead of just creating more content, please, let's prioritize, right? Focus on improving content and putting out content. How do I get more views? To be honest, I'm learning about that every single day as well, but I'm looking to focus on my hook, my title, my thumbnail, my delivery, my storytelling, okay? Those are the things I'm focusing on. And if you have other tips, let me know in the comment section so we can see what's working for people. Should I copy trending videos? Yes, why not? See if it works for you. It's trending for a reason, and you can copy that and you can create your version of that trending topic. So for example, just say if Will Smith is trending and you are in the entertainment industry, you can create your version of that Will Smith video. So it just depends, like if you feel this compulsion to create a certain video, go ahead and create it. You have trending topics, you have evergreen topics. So an evergreen topic is a video where people will always search for it. Like, for example, if I was going to learn about cooking for beginners, right? That's an evergreen topic. So you can just experiment, which I keep saying because it's such an important thing to understand about YouTube. Because once you experiment, you actually get to see, do I actually enjoy creating this content? Does it resonate with my audience? You get all this data from the analytics to see the performance of the video, the analytics, like what was the average view duration of this video, etc. Do I need to post YouTube shorts? You don't have to post YouTube shorts if you don't want to. So it's completely up to you. How important are thumbnails? Thumbnails are very important because in order for somebody to actually watch your video, they have to click on the thumbnail, right? So if the thumbnail doesn't interest them, no matter how interesting your video is, they are not going to click on it. How do I make people watch till the end? I guess by providing value throughout the video, not just at the beginning or the middle or the end, but throughout the video, so that the viewer feels like, okay, I'm listening, I'm watching, I'm gaining something from this video. Should I ask viewers to subscribe? Yes, and I'm going to ask you again, if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe for more content about YouTube, about what works for me as a small YouTuber and what doesn't. So you see, not begging for subscribing, asking people to subscribe, and not asking right at the start because you haven't even provided value yet and you're asking for people to subscribe without them even understanding you or knowing what your channel is about. How do I deal with hate comments? You can either block them, delete them, or you can respond to them. So to be honest, I don't receive that much hate comments. If anything, I receive many positive comments. But if somebody was truly hateful, and if I didn't want them to be in my space and that energy, I would delete their comment. But if I felt that, okay, I want to respond, I'll respond. And I would just set the record straight, because at the end of the day, no one should make you feel like you don't deserve to be on the platform, or no one should make you feel terrible, and if they're doing that just because they want to agitate you, that's just not on. We're all here and we have different energy to give off in this world. And I do believe that when people are hateful in the comment section, I do think that there's something really bad going on in their lives. Because why would you be hateful to strangers? Why would you be hateful? Why would you want to put that energy out into the world? How long does it take to grow a channel? For different people, it takes a different amount of time. It just depends on how consistent you are, what level your videos are at. Quantity of videos leads to quality of videos, because if you improve every time, you start to see that you're creating quality content. I think that for most YouTubers, it can take years for your channel to grow. And I think most YouTubers quit like even before 6 months because they thought that they should have grown their YouTube channel to a certain number, right? And they haven't, and they feel really sad, really despondent. And they're like, I'm going to bounce because this is not working out for me. And they don't stay the course. Should I wait until everything is just right, and then I start posting when I feel like I have real clarity about my YouTube channel? No, because that can shift over time, Don't delay. Don't delay. Don't be like me and delay, Get started. And if you have started creating content, but you're just so inconsistent, try to create a routine for yourself which enables you to be more consistent. How do I stay motivated with my YouTube channel? The truth is, you're going to have highs, you're going to have lows. Sometimes the lows can feel really low. You just have to understand, what is your why? Why did you create a YouTube channel in the first place? What do you want from it? If your why is strong enough, then even in days where you just feel crappy about your YouTube channel, you're going to remember that why, and it's going to motivate you to continue. But remember, you don't feel motivation all the time, because we are human. And human feelings means that sometimes we feel really, really sad about our YouTube channels, where we don't feel like we want to create content. And in the times where you absolutely don't feel like creating content, don't. Give yourself the grace to feel what you need to feel sometimes. And understand that, with YouTube, there are so many emotions attached to it. There really, really is. But also have fun creating content. Have fun with it. As a small YouTuber, celebrate your small wins. Celebrate starting a YouTube channel. Celebrate your first views. Celebrate your first subscribers. Celebrate all those little things. Remember, your small wins eventually leads to bigger wins. What's the biggest mistake that beginner YouTubers make? I think it's overthinking. I think overthinking becomes such a norm that it stops you from creating content, because even when you're editing a video, you think, oh no, I don't want to publish this because this wasn't perfect. Oh, I didn't say this word correctly. Oh, whoa, all these thoughts. Overthinking. Don't do it. And I say this because I am guilty of it. I'm still guilty of it, and I'm still trying to cure myself from it, okay? I'm a work in progress, people. I'm a work in progress. Oh, boy. How do you stay consistent as a YouTuber? Well, there's a thing called batch recording, and I think it can work for many people. I think it could work for you. So just say you have a Saturday and you have maybe 2 hours free time on a Saturday. You could produce 2 videos instead of 1. And so you sit down, you create your content, you have a bit of a break, and then you create your next video. That way you feel like, okay, I don't have to run around trying to think of when I'm going to have the time to create the next video. So try it, see if it works for you. Should I focus on quantity or quality of videos? The thing is, when you're first starting on YouTube, you don't even know how to create quality videos. How could you possibly know? So start with quantity, because then you learn about editing, then you learn about talking on camera, then you understand what it takes to create quality rather. So, I think creating a quantity of videos leads to quality of content. Can I really grow my YouTube channel in 2025? Absolutely. The only thing that's holding you back is maybe yourself. Let me know in the comment section, what is truly holding you back from growing your YouTube channel? That's if you started it. And if you haven't started it, what's holding you back?